Hey guys, this is Andy. Welcome back for another video on this channel. Today I want to talk about some actually very important and huge changes in my own live trading account. So I will talk about increasing risk. I will talk with you about a new strategy or a new symbol that I added, and also I want to show you all of the settings of everything I do pretty much in my live account as a complete update about everything that's going on in this account. So why am I doing these changes? You realize that I just recently ended working with FTMO, and I was thinking about it, of course, a lot. And in the past few months, I was actually generating quite a lot of profit with FTMO. And now, since I am not working with them anymore, I will miss out these profits in the future. So I was this is of course not good. So I was thinking about how can I get out of it, and I realized that actually I'm not dependent on prop firms at all, because I have my own money to trade with. And I was always treating my personal account more as a marketing tool to show that automated trading can work and it's stable and everything, or it can be stable. I don't know what the future brings. But yeah, that was what I was treating my personal account like. And therefore, I was not really touching it a lot, not like re-optimizing stuff, not searching for new strategies, etc., etc. But I came to the conclusion that maybe this was the wrong approach. Now, I decided that I will change it a bit, and the title of this video will be something like "Go Big or Go Home," and that's the motto now, because I just increased the risk. And actually, I don't care so much about the marketing power of this account then anymore, because I will of course risk a lot, and if this account fails, I will of course not promote my products in any way. But also with this decision, I think I stay more true to myself and also more true to what trading is about. And the harsh reality that many people don't want to realize is that if you want to go big, you need to risk a lot, and that's why I increased the risk. So let's talk about this. So here you can see my live trading account already. It's the same account as always, like this did not change, but I made some important and big changes actually. So let's jump right into it. So here I will show you all of the settings, as I said also, and should we go through all of the settings here one by one, and then you will also see the changes that I made. So we quickly handle both of it. So let's see. Okay, let's go through all of the strategies that I use here. You can see I use the go long strategy in US 30. Here every morning I enter trade at 105 and close at 23:50 server time. This is all based on the ICT server time. Everyone's asking me like, what's the GMT, like the time zone that I use, the offset, whatever. It's always like everything I do is based on my broker server time, and it takes 1 second to figure out the time zone for this. Just go to Google, type in ICT or IC trading and time zone, and you will find it. It's a GMT +2 or +3 depending on daylight saving time. So yeah, that's basically the go long strategy in US 30. There are no rules at all besides entering in the morning, exiting in the evening. These are my personal settings. I know that some others might want to use a filter, might want to use TP and SL, and of course you can do so. And as always, like, little disclaimer here, whatever I do is my personal decision. This is my money. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not recommending you anything. I don't give a shit about your money. You do with your money what you think is best. I do with my money what I think is best. I will share everything transparently on YouTube, but it's not a recommendation. Do whatever you feel like. Okay, so I'm not using anything else. I'm risking basically 50,000 euro on every single trade here. But also my stop loss is at 0, which means that I could theoretically lose 50,000 euro on this trade if the index would fall to 0 on one single day. In my opinion, this is highly unlikely, but as I said, others might disagree, and then you might want to use other settings or might not want to use the EA at all. But these are my settings for the go long in US 30. So let's go through the go long strategy a little bit quicker now. This is go long for DE40. Here you can see all of the settings. It's basically the same. I also risk 50,000 euro. Stop loss is at 0, so I don't use the stop loss. And here I open the trade at 9:05 and close at 22:55. The reason for these different times is because the market closes a little bit earlier than the US markets, I think, and also I have higher spread in the morning hour, so I decided to open the trade only after the actual EU market opens, and then I have the lower spread with IC trading, but the rest is the same. I don't use any filters or trade management, just open in the morning, close in the evening. Then let's go to US tech. Here exactly the same settings as in US 30 because it's a US market. Enter at 105, close at 23.50, no management whatsoever at all, and I risk 50,000 euro on this trade with a stop loss at 0, so no stop loss used. These are all of my settings for the go long strategy. Let's go to, I'll just go through the charts as it's listed here. So these are my settings for the range breakout EA in USD Japanese yen. Here you can see I am risking volume money. I risk 500 euro on every single trade. And that's the first big change that I make in this account. So as I said, go big or go home. I am increasing the risk according to my personal risk feeling. I'm okay risking 500 euro on every single trade. You might be not. So again, not a recommendation, my personal thing. So I risk 500 euro now on every single trade. Before that, I was using 250. But I was realizing since this market is going so good for like the last 10 years or even longer. So I thought, of course, it's not a guarantee for future profits, but still, there's a chance that there might be profits in the future with this strategy, and I'm kind of limiting myself if I just risk 250 euro on every single trade as I did before. So now I will go big and risk twice as much, 500 euro on every single trade. The stop loss is on the other side of the range. I will not explain the strategy in detail, but I have a bunch of video for this on the channel already. So if you want to learn about my range breakout strategy or the range breakout strategy, it's not really my strategy, it's a public strategy, you will find tons of videos for this on my channel and in the internet. The range I use is from 3 to 6. I close at 18 p.m. and stop trading at 18 p.m. Again, server time, IC trading servers. I don't use a trading stop loss. No trading stop loss at all, and I only trade the very first breakout on every single day. I don't use a range filter. That's it. Very simple strategy, as easy as possible. And the big change that I made yesterday, I think, is I will now use 500 euro risk for every single trade. That's for USD Japanese yen. I also use the range breakout EA in Euro US dollar. Here I also risk 500 euro on every single trade. Range is for me from 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. And I close at 18 p.m. There are not a lot of trades because I only trade one trade a day maximum, and I do have a very restrictive range size filter. So I only trade if the range is greater than 0.1% and smaller than 0.6% of the current price. That's it. These are my settings for Euro US dollar. Here I did not change anything. The risk was 500 for one trade before already. Let's go to GBP US dollar. Here I also made the same change. I increased the risk to 500 euro per trade. And you might be wondering why I'm doing this, because the strategy is not performing for almost 2 years now. But I just did the back tests again and I realized, yes, it is one of the biggest drawdowns that we have seen in the last years for this strategy, but still there have been long drawdowns already in the past, so I assume there is a good chance that this will recover, and this is why I increased the risk. Again, personal decision, do whatever you feel like. And then here I don't, the stop loss at the other side of the range, like basically the actual strategy didn't change, I just increased the risk. The range is still from 4 to 11:30 in this account, and I close at 18 o'clock or 6 p.m. No trading stop loss, first trade only, first breakout only, and no range filter. This is for GBP US dollar. So then we do have a lot of turnaround Tuesday charts, or 3 basically. Here I did not make any changes. I will still quickly show you the settings. I risk 25,000 euro on every single trade, but again, same as with the US no, same as with the go long strategy, there is no stop loss. So I would lose 25,000 only if the indices drop to zero on one single day, which is in my opinion not realistic. Then the time for the open time is 9:05 and the closing time is 22:55. This is for the German index DE40. So this is again why it shows the same times as for the go long strategy. I open on Monday, close on Tuesday, and I do this only if the price is below the 1 day 40 period moving average. That's it. Then the turnaround Tuesday strategy for US 30. Here I use, again, also 25,000 euro risk on every single trade, no stop loss. I open at 105, close at 23.50, open on Monday, close on Tuesday, only if the price is below the 25 period daily moving average. Then we do have US Tech. Here my settings are the following: 25,000 euro risk for every single trade, open at 1:05, close at 23.50, open Monday, close Tuesday, and I only open the trades if the price is below the 9 period simple moving average on a daily chart. Let's move to the range breakout again. I do have the range breakout EA in DE40 and I use these settings. Here I risk, and here it gets a little bit more complicated, but here I risk I think 375 euro on a single trade, and the stop loss is 1.5% of the position open price. So it's not at the other side of the range, but instead it's calculated on the position open price. Range is from 10.35 to 13.05, and I close all of the trades at 20.55. Only first breakout is traded. I use a range filter, that's why we don't see a trade every single day. You can see here only 0.25% for the minimum range and 0.45 for the maximum range size in percent. I also use the trading stop or break even stop. Once the price is 0.2% in profit, I move the stop loss to break even. Copy all of the settings from here if you want to, not a recommendation. Then we will go to US 30. Here I use a risk of 125 euro and the stop loss is 0.5% of the position open price. Ranges from 1:35 p.m. to 4:05 p.m. and I close at 8:55 p.m. Only first trade is traded, and I do use a range filter which is from 0.25% to 0.45% of the current price. That's for US 30, and now let's move to gold. Gold, there was no change here. I always risked 500 euro for every single trade, and I still do so. The stop loss is 1% of the position open price. The range is from 3:05 to 6:05, and I close at 6:55 p.m. Only first trade on every single day, and there's no range filter anymore. I used it in the very beginning when I started trading the strategy. Now I removed it. I don't know if it was a smart decision, probably not for the last 2 months, but that's how I trade it right now. And then the very last chart is actually a chart that I just added. This is new. So it's Euro Japanese Yen using the range breakout expert advisor. I was testing this for a while in FTMO accounts, so in demo accounts. It was performing quite okay-ish, and it was also profitable in the last 10 years in the strategy tester. So that's why I decided to give it a go here. I risk 500 euro on every single trade. The stop loss at the other side of the range. The range here is from 1 to 10 a.m. and I close at 6 p.m. I don't use a trailing stop loss, and I only trade the first trade on every single day. There is no range filter, and these are all of my settings for Euro Japanese Yen. So let's summarize what I just talked about. So I showed you all of my settings here, and hope that it was a little bit helpful for you if you wanted to know what settings I use. Let me close some of these charts. So basically the huge or the big changes are that I increased risk in USD Japanese Yen, I increased risk in GBP US dollar. Also I increased risk in I added the chart Euro Japanese yen in the lower right corner, and here I decided to risk 500 euro on every single trade for the range breakout strategy. And yeah, that's basically what I changed. So to sum everything up, I'm using more risk now. I try to aim for more profits. How is this going so far? So far it's not going good, because in Euro Japanese yen I was losing yesterday, and it seems like I might be losing today. So this decision already cost me 1,000 euro. But as always, I'm thinking long term. Of course, it was not the best day to start this, but I think long term it could have been a good decision. So I will show you, of course, exactly how it turns out. If you follow this channel, you will see all of the trades live every single day. And if you want to use the same expert advisors, make sure to check out my website. You can find the links below this video, and here you can use all of my EAs for free with my partner broker. So I hope you like this insight. As always, I'm trying to keep the transparency at the maximum level here, so you can see how actual trading looks like. It's not always blinky and shiny. As you can see here, this decision already cost me more than 1,000 euro at this point, which is of course not good, but we always try to think long term as a trader, and long term this account is still doing great. I'm in profit with 63,000 euro, which is still great. But also it's been almost 2 years now. I think I'm trading this now for about 20 months, but still I'm satisfied with the profit. On average it's like 3k profit every single month for doing nothing. So that's what my idea of trading looks like, and I hope I can continue with this success, and I will keep you updated on the channel. So make sure to follow and like the video if you liked it. If you have any questions about what I talked in this video, let me know in the comments. And if you don't have questions, then I will see you in the next video. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye bye.